Is China the counter to Delhi? A fantastic question from Twitch chat. And what better way to answer it than with the man who just beat the most persistent grand finalist in Midweek Muster, Anatan, beating Wham. And he's going to have to prove whether China is the best going up against the beast himself. Beastyqt in the yellow on the Delhi, up against Fox's Anatan in the blue on the Chinese. Boardland is your map to begin with. The one where, well, like you look like a board man in denial with your patchwork, wood lines around your base, and factories far away. Double sacred site in the center. If China is the counter, this is a map that beckons them. Remember, Barbican drops is usually what ruins the Delhi for the old school take control of the map game. And this is a good map for Barbican drops in the center. Deer on both options. Tree lines potentially as well. The question is whether you want to do it, because Delhi are on a whole new groove here, folks. Delhi used to be about this tower victory, take the sacred sites, take full control of the game strategy. Now Delhi actually can just play at home with Dome of Faith and rush Castle Age if things don't go according to plan. And Anatan is going to be going for that Imperial Academy. It's going to be free on it, so we're not going to get like the one villager build up, gather the extra gold, go for the next. But however, it looks like we're either getting pro scouts or Barbican. Considering it's only 2 on the wood, this is likely going to be a Barbican play with 3 on gold. As it is quite a lot of gathering still, right? Remember, with Imperial Academy, you only need 35 gold to get that first taxman. And this is indeed a no Imperial official build. Yeah, this has become the bread and butter of the meta right now. Anatan in particular, I don't remember the last time he actually done an Imperial official opening with the Chinese. It's kind of just drifted in the past for him. 2 scout opener as well, which we know he loves to do. 19 sheep to 15. It's kind of rough, right? Like, China are very good at getting sheep, but against the berry sieve, you know they're going to just stick out the entire time. That being said, is there really any sheep left here? There's maybe like 3 maximum? No, there's nothing. It's all barren. So Beastie actually got an incredible haul here. 19 sheep to 15. Overlay say best of 3. Good eyes. Thank you very much, Drumstick. So just a reminder, people, we're into semi-finals now. So it's best of 5. Apologies, we have been live so far for 8 hours today. So if you like live content, be sure to tune in for that. Let's let the Scholar production begin. Anatan, this is a little bit suboptimal on the balance of the economy. But if he doubles Imperial Official, it kind of makes sense for this much gold. I'm starting to think this is fast castle. This looks like a fast castle build, right? Like, why else would you have 3 villages on gold still with 200 already banked? That's interesting. I wouldn't have expected fast castle. Is it FC Lancer spam, maybe? A bit tricky because Beastie's Ghazi can actually beat Lancers, right? They have good base damage, they have the bonus against heavy, so they're actually not bad at competing. But no, there we go. Okay, on a delay is going to be the Barbican. Still, this is a lot of gold. I think this is Barbican into FC. Which I'm not crazy about. Okay, there we go. We have the rebalance. So Barbican FC is kind of like crazy because you can't be Dove, but Beastie can just take Sacred Sites and then mirror the castle. You're going to have to be present in age. This does, however, give the Duke. So funnily enough, guys, this is the way you actually want to play against Delhi. And here's why. Delhi used to be capable of buffering away Mashuk with the Tower Victory build. The logic in Tower Victory is that because the better attack speed of your archers, you clear the spearmen really fast that China builds, and then the Ghazi can test the Duke. Without Tower Victory, your attack speed is much worse. So clearing spears quick enough is very difficult. So what Anatan can now do is try to play a long feudal while scaling Juke and spears. Now, BC should be aware of this build. It's a very popular one. It's definitely a skill-based one, but it's one where I'd say it's like 60-40 edge for China, especially as the numbers scale. Knowing this, I'm wondering what his approach is going to be. We do have pro scouts coming in very aggressively, so it looks like he might just try to hunker down and try for greed. Blacksmith's going to be there. Very important when you know it's likely going to be Juke. You need the undermesh. How did you guys gamble? I've got a feeling there may have been a lot of safe gamblers here. 74% on Beastie. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Twitch chat, but last series on average, was it not about 65 to 70% of the votes going to Wham. May we be doubting the new Eastern King? Eastern European King? We're going to find out. Ghazi coming. Steal the arrow, actually, from Beastyqt. Wait, it's first tech? Okay, that's a little bit surprising. Then again, his opponent's only built spears so far. And wow, Anatan is not doing the normal Juke build. We've got horseman spears. That's very surprising. I think in the opening stage of the game, you have an edge, then all these eco-techs come in, and the Delhi get the edge. And then it pivots back because you catch up and you have the supervision. But then, and this is if the feudal age is still going like 20 minutes, it's really good for Delhi because they'll have all these scholars and they can pull a bunch to the fight. So there is actually a back and forth seesaw with this spearman, horseman versus Ghazi type comp. But we already see archers coming. Spearman, horseman are the best units early. It's pretty standard. You don't think you try to scale Juke in this matchup, Wham? Because he hasn't got Tower of Victory, right? Look at this. Wham is here to cheer on Anatan. Wham now #1 Anatan fan. Anno done the unthinkable, the impossible. He stopped Wham from making it to grand finals. Very ballsy build, actually, in that decider game from Wham. Spears, horseman, then Juke. Yeah. I mean, that sounds sensible here. And that allows you to smoothly get into the blacksmith techs first. And then transition after you've kind of like baited your opponent into archer, right? Beasty, meanwhile, should be able to get a lot of value out of these. Wait, what are we doing with these? I'm confused why we aren't just picking them up and taking them home. I'm like, we're corralling the deer, but we do have pro scouts. I am not mistaken. It was already in, right? Because I think he took earlier deer. All the timing was like off for a second there. All semis playing today? No. The other semi set we will look to get ready for hopefully first day. And okay, yeah, it wasn't ready by a few seconds. Gotcha. So Animesh now coming in. We're what, minute and a half? Yeah, minute and a half away from that. Pro scouts? Whoa. I get it from Anno, but it is quite late. I don't think this is quick enough. There is still outskirts deers to contest for, but right now your opponent has Ghazi, you have horseman. And if you play wide, Ghazi beat horseman, right? So you can protect this deer stack. You're going to get the free stack here. I guess it's a necessity. The awkward detail I see is like Beastyqt could theoretically just get the outer deer plus the center and his nearby free, which means he's ahead. And can you guys guess how much Beastyqt paid to be able to get that Pro Scouts tech? I swear, I'm just trying to get Crackety or someone else to appear in my chat and start molding immediately about it. 0 resources! I mean, in fairness, he's built 650 resources worth of scholars, but still. When you map out the technologies you're researching in this age alone, the savings you get, it's worth the scholars every day of the week. Clash coming in, though. Beastyqt, he doesn't have any spears. And these horsemen, they do already have the undermesh. Spears are starting to arrive. Beastyqt trying to minimize the casualties as he retreats here. Spears are starting to reach as well, though, which means the Ghazi can't turn around to body block anymore. He needs to gain more distance. And no, the formation shuffle! A little bit weird. I think he selected the Ghazi over here, and the rally point didn't seem to add up. Scholars are now going to try to defend. Anatan aggroing. He does have the Juke coming, though. Steel Dara isn't there, however. These Ghazi do absorb a lot of fire. Scholars are front-lining at this stage, and the Horseman count's still looking good. Anatan, he may have found his timing. Beastyqt, look at this. He's down to a handful of archers to defend. Remember, most of his military is a lie. 4 of it is scouts, 12 of it is scholars. So Anatan, happy with the result, is going to back off here. More Juga scaling, and he just needs to remember the Steel Dara now, because that's a little bit of an awkward gap. Decap's going to come on the Sacred Site. And remember, Anno went Song very early, so this is turning into a long feudal where his economy lead is building aggressively. We already have him at 37 villages versus 43. Beastyqt behind by 6. And yeah, 6 for a reason. I was about to say the number didn't make sense. He went textiles. So a little bit paranoid about that horseman raid potential. Also, maybe Zhuge just ending up at the front line. Bloomery tech now coming for Beasty. I mean, it's for free, right? You haven't got me Ghazi to justify it, though. I think Anatan upgraded into an Anno tank in this. First takes out Wham. Now in a decent position to lead the series against Beasty. Still have to execute to get the win, right? But position does look very good. Horseman also now intercepting these poor little scouts is going to minimize some of the food Beasty's going to get to drag back. And remember, this is doubly important because Anatan himself is playing pro scouts. It will force him to retreat. Army is now reacting, so Anatan will just shuffle to the north side. And behind this, we have got Castle Age on the way in a matter of seconds. BC, I think he's getting ready to mirror. His timing is just not going to be as impressive, and it's kind of scary, right? Because, you know, yes, you get all these techs for free, but critical techs that China wants, they can actually rush with supervision. For example, you can get your veterancy for Zhuge in half the time. It's a good beginning. Imperial Pass going to be coming in. Smart choice. This is going to allow him to immediately scan and see which way BC's moving his economy. Because usually, you'd think what you'd want to do here as Delhi is take this tree line and then come down and take this tree line. Like, basically just hop, skip back. But if you think about the cross-stitch there, it's a lot of extra idle time compared to just going from here to, like, you know, over here. You kind of want to keep your economy moving in one direction to remain efficient. So what Anno can do is immediately scan on the age up and then assess that it's likely BC is going to go north. Stack up complete. Haven't had the scan yet. BC is about to mirror the tech up. Needs to remember he's actually got this ability. So many players just kind of forget about Imperial Spies for a long time. I think he's getting ready to scan. The horsemen are coming back in now. Good vision from this outpost. We'll at least give an early tip-off. I think he's forgotten about it. It's a bit tricky because Imperial Palace is a newer thing for Chinese players. It always used to be clock tower, right? So I think a lot of players aren't used to doing it instinctively. We'll get in now. Textiles will at least minimize the losses down to probably 1 here. Formation Shuffle may make it 0, which would be outrageous. Does get the snipe. And does see the landmark. He knows it's House of Learning. Really good for him because it means that BC can't mirror greed. What I mean by that is he can't go for these keeps that are going to be TCs easily. On top of that, I think Anatan at this stage, probably the next step is going to be to go for a monastery. He'll move out now because he wants to make sure there's no relic grabbing going underway. It is 16 scholars after all. The Zhuge Nu are ripe and ready for war. Wait, did he never decap this? I'm impressed actually Beasty kept it that long, if so. I just assumed it was going to be gone, like you'd expect it. Maybe a select all army pulled Anno off of it. You are starting to sliver their way into the base. And gold, 2k still here you'd want to be able to gather. Especially considering Lancers seems viable. Men-at-Arms could make sense as well for Beasty. Maybe even just a War Elephant. Tech start to get queued up here. Zhuge now with a dive. Anatan looking to punish. Meanwhile, Horseman is still rippling around the back. We'll find the gathering on the berries. Ghazi are there to defend, but the dive comes in underneath the TC. Idle villages right now. BC trying to bring relics home. Only 1 so far, though. This is distracting him. Palace Guard being prepped behind this by Anatan, and there it is. War Elephant gets queued up. The Zhuge can kite this out, though, and go for the dive. Archer Veterancy coming in just 15 seconds, but they will be losing the fight by then. It's 20 Zhuge versus 18 Archers. The fight is basically already lost for him. Just has to move away and let the TC do as much work as possible. Villagers are going to be able to shuffle away for the time being, but this is going to be a press point here. Trying to gather from this area. He needs to stand his ground. Ghazi just got vetted up as well. The Zhuge can still make this a favorable fight. It's only 11 archers left over. Villagers are going to be in a bit of a pickle. Second wave of Zhuge arrives onto the villagers underneath the TC. The War Elephant has come out to save him from getting cooked here. Anatan dives in. He says, okay, if I'm going to die here, take the villagers with me. Snipes a few out. First wave has been a success. Beastyqt is now behind by almost 25 villages in this game. Anatan at 63. Meanwhile, only 41 for Beastyqt. And by the way, Anno is now going for those relics. Beastyqt needs to rush. Without relics, this game is dead. Lances are coming out, but good read. Anatan already has his own crossbow transition underway. The War Elephant Savior is not going to work if it runs into 20 crossbows. Lancer now also on the flank. More pro scouts play to pull back, but Scholars trying to move out here will also be scoured. Finally, after giving him free gold for I don't know how many minutes, we are getting the decap. It's kind of crazy actually how much this gold matters in this type of position, right? Your gold was forward spawn, you were starved. There could have been gaps, right? Like the implications could have been a War Elephant couldn't have been affordable, right? Looks like this. Meh. No, Anatan wins that. Oh, hi! You wanted this? It would be a shame if I was going to just drag my balls over it and walk away. Thanks! It's a 2-3 relic split. Not bad for Anno. This is so painful. Like, when you play Delhi, your goal is to try and get majority relics. And you know that you're behind because of Song. Stone gathering now from Anno. Could be a second TC, could actually just be a keep drop. If he gets a keep drop up here, builds into siege, hard to breach. 15 crossbows and scaling. BC's trying to mirror. He has got Pakes. Pakes is really cool here, remember. It's going to give him the extra range. So you can just kind of trade out against crossbows for free. The numbers do not look good, though. Half of BC's military are book readers. And they're about to book it away from this fight. War Elephant not being focused on. He's actually going for the Scholars. The majority will here. Anatan. Oh, no! Almost gives over units there. That was a panic click. Every single Wololo is like, pick which one you want to kill. He buys time for the second War Elephant. Does get sniped on 2 of those relic holders. Oh my god. It buys him a stay of execution, but it's expensive still. Villagers were getting sniped on the gold line here. He's just trying to keep the crossbow count. The issue that BC has is he's only trading out okay because range v ranged, right? But the count is bad now. War Elephants are at least looking good, but with focus fire, these can just die. Second TC behind this, Anatan. Prepping for the macro game if required. Meanwhile, there is going to be a dive on the other side. Warlord's going to be coming out. That will reset things for the spears. You need to be careful not to turn this into too much of a macro game. You give BC away in potentially if you do so. Now things are looking good. His goal here is going to be to go up to 35, 40 crossbows and then come back in. At which point, War Elephants are going to lose basically half their HP on the opening volley. Like, they should die in about 3 volleys from 40 crossbows, right? Scholars won't be able to save you there. Mahoots might be able to get you just out of range in time if you react quickly. Lancer raid on the back of this, Anno. Taxman says, kill me! Wait, what? What are we... Anno? I mean, the spearmen are coming. So, should be able to hold... I don't know about this. Kind of unnecessary losses. This is the nature of a Chinese 2TC Song player. Oh no, my villagers are in trouble. Well, we have mostly gathered the resources. If they die, is it really that bad? We could just rebuild them over here and then walk onto the tree lines. Speaking of tree lines, late game would secure. Keep drop comes in. Blocker to the sacred sites as well. Is Beastyqt, pray tell, considering Imperial? Usually you go above 20 scholars because you want Imperial. It's just kind of a gradual thing anyway. You want to scale them for the potential play. You can't rush them afterwards on a discount, right? Because only the Dome of Faith puts them down to 65 gold. Does discover the keep. It's going to be a much south side, but we already see Anatan posturing to defend. Spring replacements coming in. Only one Nest of Bees. Crossbows are going to look for the snipe. Spears get in as well, and the Nest of Bees on the back. The Scholars, they're kind of scramble range, right? They're not going to heal the elephants. 2 down already. A third to fall here. And double nest the bees to doom the Scholar pull. At this stage, what is there left that you can take from this man? Nothing. Nothing is left. Anatan gets the opening win against Beastyqt. Is it finally his week? That's what we're here to find out, and we've got potentially 4 more games to decide exactly that. Stay tuned, folks. You don't want to miss it. I'll catch you all in the next chapter. Am I imagining this? I want to say this is actually a good matchup for the French. Not heavily favored, but very playable here. 1-0. Welcome back to the Midweek Muster. We are here for game number 2 of this semi-finals in week number 6. Beastyqt and Anatan. And Anatan is already leading this series against Beastyqt. He already beat WoW to get here. Could this be his week to make grand finals? I feel like it's looking good. French versus Juji on Kalauga. They had things like Japanese for Beastyqt, Mongols for Anno. I almost feel like maybe Beastyqt was anticipating a Mongol pick, as it has been fairly popular here, and I think Anatan has played Mongols on this map more than any other Civ on this map. But French is quite the curveball, man. And a really cool opener here. We get docks from both players. But, you know, this isn't too bad for French now. Remember, French just got buffed. Their docks are rural shipyards. They give you population space. So essentially, you need to build a house anyway, right? That would cost you 50 wood. So actually, this dock didn't cost you 150 wood. It kind of really cost you 100 wood. Pretty cool. So Zhug. I actually think Beastyqt was expecting Japanese here. Oh, sorry, Mongols here. Because he had Japanese or Juji. What was his worry about Japanese? Mongol versus Japanese is an interesting one, because historically it's looked really good for Mongols, because you can't play Kura. But with the new Koka Township build, I think he could have went that way. Does mean we could still get Mongol Japanese down the line, which is promising for Beastyqt. What might not be promising is if he loses this game, though. You don't want to be 2-0 down in these type of series, because your opponent can do kind of what Anno done here with his draft, I think, which is throw really big curveballs that throw you off. It's been a very popular strategy in the best of threes. If you get the opening win, you kind of dictate the flow, and it's very hard to narrow your opponent into one predictable pick, especially in best of fives, where you still have 5 other civs available to pick. And look at this from Anno. We have the villager moving up. Is this an outpost rush? No, this is the wall. Okay, so he's just guaranteeing he gets the most of the water. I was looking at the wood. I was like, well, it's not a dock. That's way too low on the income. So he's going to get the wall up here. Cool thing about doing this, by the way, is you can afford it at this stage because you have 3 extra villagers. 1, because Beastyqt built the Imperial Official. And 2, because French, on average, have, what, close to 2 villagers, if not more, when they age up over other civs. Remember, they produce villagers every 17 seconds. We are 3.5 minutes into the game, so you can kind of calculate that as that is 18 seconds for 3 minutes, right? That's an extra villager, basically. It's a really nice, comfy thing for the French. Another interesting thing is how exposed you are on Kalauga. Kalauga is a very intriguing map. It looks like it allows you to hunker down. It looks like it should be safe, but do you want me to let you in on a secret? These tree lines look a little bit far away, don't they? It's almost like the TC can't really help you on either of them. That's where aggressive civs can thrive. French is going to be good for that. Beastyqt is having to react already into the racks, as he should. Medigun is going to be coming up, though. That's a really nice one. He's going to be able to get hand cannon slits over time, which is the way that you make French players mold. French players hate playing against hand cannon slits because they're very tanky knives. Feel like they're made of paper when they get shot in the face. So how do you guys predict in the end? Wow, 44,000 points on Beastyqt, and only 14,000 points at Nano. I mean, usually have been rising in success and popularity. I mean, if we actually look at this Civ when it comes to their performance in tournaments, actually, pretty sure we've had weeks where they're the best or second best performing Civ. If we check this midweek muster, I think they're top 3 still. So let me get the statistics open. They are currently... Oh, only 50%. A little bit underwhelming this week, then. Spearmen have come in. It looks like he's going to try to poke at the gold. Funnily enough, you can just get shivs out and then charge him with the knight, though. Instead, Anatan is tunnel visioned on going to kill enemy villagers, not defend his own. He's like, I have more. I can afford to lose them. I'm a bit surprised, actually, because like what you can do here is you shiv the spears, and they're then engaged. If the unit is engaged in melee, they can't brace against the knight. And even if they do then brace against the knight, you just pull away as they're bracing, and then you stab again with the villagers. It's still idle time, but you at least deal with this number. Anno, you know what I said about Wood? He's kind of going to have a similar problem here. He needs to get on that tree line fast. Scouted down the south side. Anno needs to get out of here. We'll be able to move quick enough before the spears can kill him. The first knight is about to shuffle in, but Beastie does have double spear on the defensive. Now, if you can get the kill on the Imperial Official, it's huge here. Remember, this is not China. They can't build them out of an Imperial Academy. And they cost 3 times more than a villager. All's going up, though. So Anno should be going double archery range to react to this. Only one so far. And wait, does he know? He doesn't know! Oh, man, this is rough. BC scouted the dock. He's like, let me just go ahead and harass your fishing. That might take a while. Now, he does have spears, so he can burn through this, but if you spend your time burning this through, now Anno gets the breathing room to make his transition. And also go back onto gold. There you go, Medi got him. 36 food, 25 gold, 25 stone. Should be able to afford a hand cannon slit now if he wants it. Worth it considering your gold positioning to stop knights. Speaking of knights, and ooh. Not even a tickle in a game like this. And that is sadness. It's like, I can get through it. I've got the front of my ship for it. No, it's not working. If I just cover myself in Protein Works peanut butter, I can slip through, right? I mean, it's a powerful product, but it doesn't work that way, mate. So more knights starting to arrive. Walls are going up. Good choice by Beastie to stop this 360 surround. Archers are prepping. Second range is coming in. Does Anno look for an aggressive blacksmith timing here? It's interesting. Kind of dangerous against Juji as they can just pivot into Juke. So far, though, we are just getting mass spears. We've seen the French-Chinese matchup a lot this week, and in that matchup, a long feudal turns into knight micro mattering more than anything else, right? A good knight micro can just shut Chinese down over time because they keep baiting them to defend, and the Zhu trade poorly. Spears is a different matter, though. I think BC's looking for castle. Hold that fort. We do have the archer range now. Interesting. Be a very different game flow because of this. What's up, Flodo Baggins? Thank you very much for the Prime. Appreciate the support. Keep those subs coming, guys. Let's get a sub train going to round out a 10-hour stream. 8.5 hours live today. But we gotta do it. We gotta deliver the AoE 4 action. Whew. Spear burn through coming in, so BC is gonna be able to pressure on the fishing. Most of the fishing's been removed on the first stack, though, right? It's kind of unfortunate for the secondary, so you can't easily move up. And I know he's going to try to defend this with the archer ship. Good choice against the spears. If it's archer and archer, it means BC can't just break through, but he does have a springald on the way. Oh, he got... It's been seen. I don't know if Anatan noticed that on the map, but he might have seen a second dot coming through. Knights on the other side. It's like Scout did go down. Heavy damage on those knights as well. And this is going to get interesting. It has kind of that... has that Holy Island feeling, right? Splitting both sides of the map. And what is up, Yodontu? Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Keep him coming, guys. Archer ship. Anno didn't notice. He's distracted because he's diving with the knights right now. Archers. Well, BC didn't notice either. So he does end up losing a villager. It's like fishing might be in trouble, though. Demo is on the way to try and reset things. BC does need to keep an eye out for this. The best thing Anno could be doing is poking on land when he makes this play. Otherwise, the demo's going to... No, dude, he lost the water. It's only shoreline fish, so not the end of the road. And not the end of the world. On top of that, wait, okay, I panicked for a second there. The fishing boats were on the sacred site when I was looking for them. So this is going to be 1,500 extra food for Beastie. However, even with the fishing boats, of which he has 4. 5 rather. Anno only has 4, right? It's raw eco lead. 40 villages to 30 villages. This is where long feudal feels a bit scary. For China, they at least have Song Dynasty so that they can actually start to pull ahead themselves, and they need that to get Zhuge. Zhuge are more of a timing sieve in this matchup, where if you don't attack while it's hot, you're going to gradually get outscaled. I wouldn't be surprised if Beastyqt tries to set up a second dock for that reason. Looks like instead he's flirting with Castle. Knights are going to look for the riding. Good reaction by Beastyqt. Seek Shelter saving his bacon. Yeah, these type of like very obvious raids are difficult. The best way for Anno to probably approach this is 2 knights coming from a different direction while he pokes on one side. Alternatively, as we trend this way, if he can force a big brute force fight, he could just wipe, right? Because over time, knights should win. Nice little pick of one fishing boat here as he retreats, and it looks like we still actually have him with the dock. That never got finished. There's still some shoreline fish left here. Demo ship's coming in. Anno needs to be a little bit careful. Whoa, boy, whoa. Doesn't even try to snipe the demo. Wait, what? Anno? Huh? Okay, he doesn't care. He's like, that doesn't kill me. The cojones on this lad. Anno. Ooh. He's going to give me a heart attack. Yo, what is up, Baker240? Thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. Legends. Look at you guys go. You got a train going. Question now is, can Anatan get a wind train going? Looks like he did find more villager kills in the back. It's adding up. Little trickles of kills like this. Fishing boat is going to go for the Warcog repair, but that takes a long time. Need to be careful the knights not to lose them. Anno? It's okay. Bit scary, but okay. Archers could save this, but... Oh, no. Is he going to be quick enough? No. So, a bit of a missed micro there. Anatan, remember, he had the fishing boat vision. He would have seen that demo very early. We do have him at least gathering on land. Beastyqt, halfway towards castle. Does he look to pull the trigger? It's so tempting, right? It's like actually trying to possess the ring and be part of the fellowship. Do I build more Zhuge? Do I give in to the temptation? Or do I find my way to Mordor and hull myself into the castle age? For now, the temptation is too strong. More aggro, more Zhuge, and a Jiangnan to follow. So he's prepping for an eventual transition into the farms. Thank you, Sheepyhead. Appreciate the prime. Welcome to Swarm. Archers are going to start to poke here. Spear count, maybe overextending knights. Trying to go for a freebie. Anatan. Nicely done. Only loses 1 knight, but kills a lot of the spears off here. And has the knights front lining, right? So you're so good to focus fire. Beastyqt is going to be overkilling 1 or 2 of these units at a time. I think he needs to back away. He's actually lost too much on this attack. 12 knights left. Archer count still at 21. It's important you just kind of try to cover your escape. Anno is not peeling the injured knights. It's very micro-intensive, but it would buy him a lot more time. What is up? Let's hype it. Thank you very much for the sub. Welcome back to the Swarm. Thank you, people. Glad everyone's enjoying the midweek muster. I think we can agree it is delivering incredible weekly esports action. Fishing boats are going to shuffle away for Beastyqt. This Jiangnan has been slow, by the way. It's a 1 villager Jiangnan. For once, usually don't look like they have OP tech timings. Does make Castle Age really difficult, though, folks, because now you don't have the Tang Dynasty. Long term, he will have food, though, and Anatan isn't really in a position yet to think about farms. Knight Archer better than Zhuge Spears? I think it's a micro engagement, though, right? Micro matters a lot in that engagement. You have to try and edge to the maximum of the knights to bait spears and whatnot, right? Like, it is a masterful game of micro and bait. I do think if executed perfectly, French, yes, will win that. Jeanne, less so because she's not building a villager lead alongside it. The way I said Jeanne there, please don't clip that. Jeanne. It's like a dead grandma haunting her. Oh, wait. What? The knight's stuck in! Can he kill the villagers, though? They're getting out the other side. Nice body blocks there. A big hit. Beastyqt has lost so much economy here. Leaves one alive to tell a tale. He's like, wait, there's more to kill here. Nom 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 nom. Which side do you want to die on? Beastyqt, he's not coming home. These villagers look like children waiting for daddy to come back from the gas station. It's been 4 months, so I don't think he's returning. Beastyqt needs an all-in kill here. Anatan now almost 20 economy ahead. He's coming home. Anatan got himself an early Christmas present. Beating Beastyqt. On the verge. Best of 5. This series not over after this game, but good lord. Does Anatan looked switched on as much as my spotlights, which have been on for the last 8.5 hours. Warmed up, ready to roll. All he needed to be ready to beat Wham and Beastyqt was some inspirational beatdowns on Krakeny. And now the Knights march in. Spear count at 17. He's actually just going to brute force it. A little bit ambitious there. You still need to thin the herd. 11 spears remaining, though. And on top of that, he's contesting fishing. I mean, this looks over. Beastyqt getting worn down. It's only 15 Zhug left here. Spears have been removed from the equation. And he is about to be removed from Kalauga by force. Bow down to your new lord. We call him Anachad for a reason. There was some discussion earlier in chat about players like Louis, Anatan being on the verge of just breaking through into that top 5, and Anatan is giving a pristine masterclass on why right here. Outpost now being rushed up. Needs every hand on deck, most notably hand cannon slits. However, Anatan with this type of lead has options. Go castle, go free rams, and just dive. You want to start targeting the infrastructure soon because Beastyqt's lost a lot of villagers, so like there's less for you to grab, right? Then again, the thought in Nano's mind is either Beastyqt's playing pocket eco or he's going farms. And if he's going farms, he's so far behind. If he's playing pocket eco, you can find him. Brute force down the center here, though. Outposts need to be fortified. Spear mass is big. Juga knew not. Hand cannon slits are coming in, as is the fortification. And once again, Anatan brutes him. Army about to get wiped here. Static defenses probably forces Anatan away, but there's a lot of idle economy here, and a GG comes out. Anno is now on the verge of clean sweeping Beastyqt. There's only one way to find out if it's going to happen. I will catch you all in the next video. Wham, after losing to Anatan, is waiting in the wins, and he just said, I haven't played 1v1s in a week. I still have to question when 2 TCIU was ever meta in Feudal Age. One and all, welcome back to the Midweek Muster. Semi-finals #1 here. Beastyqt versus Anatan, and how about this? Beastyqt is on the ropes. Anatan is 2-0 up. He could be about to clean sweep one of the most decorated players in AoE4 history. And he has looked so on point throughout this, man. Ayyubid's in the hands of Beastyqt. Anatan gets the Malians. And it looks like we are going to be getting an outpost rush, potentially, here from Beastyqt. Makes sense, actually, against Ayu. Is Anatan suspecting it? I feel like every one of them outpost rushes Malians these days, right? Is there a stage where, as a Malian player, like, just expecting it now? Like, maybe I shouldn't build the houses. And I agree, rough spawn here. Anatan doesn't have a retracted gold. You really wish you could exchange the stone outcropping for the gold placement here. This is pretty rough. Meanwhile, Beastyqt, if he wanted to be greedy, he has a little bit of a weird spawn as well, right? 4 gold. His deer aren't really in a position where you can shove them in easily. So both players kind of suffering for different reasons. But because Beastyqt's the pressure player, he gets advantage. Sheep count is at least looking good for Anno. Up to 13 already. Meanwhile, BC only at 10 with a Civ that usually has more. And Anno isn't going to try to contest this. This is the correct choice. I've seen way too many times Malian players try to play into Donzo. It doesn't end well in the Dark Age because they're too expensive. You end up spending 1 tree here on Arax, and then you have to spend 30 wood per Donzo, which means you only get 5 Donzos out of a tree. So that hard caps you at 10. You don't have to build a lumber camp in Dark Age. Meanwhile, because it's only 20 wood, your opponent can get notably more. It's very hard to get the numbers right. So outpost coming up, and wow, okay. Anatan, I've been wondering when we finally get someone do this. We've got a Saharan trade network. It's not in range to stop the outpost, so he will still get blocked off of active gold gathering. But it can at least stop the burn down. A lot of players don't do this, and it costs them the pit mine, they never get it back. I have been noticing that some players very rarely were trying outpost instead, which isn't a bad idea, but you'd have to go too far forward with the outpost. The only way you can go outpost is if you dart across your opponent's base and see them coming with spears, right? He's going to repair? Ooh. Just in time here. Wait, if he's quick, he can kill the villager. He can legit kill the villager. If this is big. This is actually big if he gets the timing right. It's going to be tight, but I think he's just a little bit too late there. Beastie will be able to get the outpost up. Anno won't get the snipe. Damn, if he just pulled 2 more villagers there, he could have actually beat him to the punchline, and then Beastie would have gone insta-sniped on the Villi. Damn, that would have actually changed everything about this outpost rush as well. So tight. So, Beastie, now going to park in position. Love this play. Anno's going to go for the full repair before Age 2 Arislex comes in, right? So this is the issue. Beastie actually hasn't even started his age up yet. This pains me so deeply. Any Ayyubid player watching it pains you deeply. We've already seen Advancement Wing once today. It did not look good. It was not a water map. I hope he's not going to do it again. It looks like he's macroed correctly, so we should just be getting... Imagining Growth Wing here, right? Baltoon just... I can't believe... My brain just realized what's going... Yeah, Baltoon. Number 1 here. we're gonna rehab your brain. Beastie didn't make this rush happen in H2. And he's going Logistics Wing. So I guess he's turning this into a fast castle afterwards. Isn't that susceptible to feudal Malian punishment, though? I mean, I don't actually mind the idea of feudal Malians here, right? Because what's the edge Ayubids have? Desert Raiders? Build javelins. Your spears are better. You can kind of just Donzo javelin your way across. And Anatan will have enough passive gold to do that, right? Especially with the second pit mine coming in. Rack's beginning. Another funny thing is actually Anno could just add in an extra house here to get even more passive gold. A lot of wood gathering. We're probably going to be seeing archery range follow up. I think you could even go for archers to begin here. Your opponent has the opportunity to build spears. To scout what's happening, so Logistics Wing coming in soon. For the moment, it's just going to be houses, houses, and more houses. I mean, I'm kind of gunning for, like, Malians trying to play the Age 2 instead of Age 3. I think playing Age 3 just kind of plays into Ayu hands because they'll get it quicker now with this build. Outpost coming up, though. I know, he has got the archer range. If he wants to break this, he's going to need to consider a ram as well. What does one arrow do? It's a javelin, sir. Can you check yourself at the door? A 12 damage javelin. If Anno wants to hit this timing still, he needs to check for the outpost. Seeing it, he needs to prep for ram. Beastie already has half the gold he needs, actually more. And this is difficult now. With the Dervish heals, it's difficult to scale enough javelins to kill quick enough here. Wait, he's going to go for the pit mine burn. Yeah. So You cheeky piece. Oh, this is vile. Yo, what is up, my boy Recon? Another RTS daddy. How's it going? Hopefully you had a good stream, mate. Welcome to quite the event. For anyone who knows Age of Empires 4, they'll know Beastyqt is seen as one of the kings, one of the most accomplished players. He's currently on the verge of elimination here at the hands of Anatan. And what? He went for 4 deer. Donzos are in, mate. And this is rough, right? Because you can get shivs out, but remember, these guys have more health, and they also have melee armor. Another Donzo arrives. Beastyqt is trying to contest this. He has got the dervishes being pulled back right now. We'll have to back away. So Beastyqt can hang here for the moment, but this is tricky. Now that he knows you're doing this, if Anatan just keeps committing, you're dead. I mean, the jabs aren't going to be that valuable against the spears, but what you can do with them is you can tickle away at the low HP units. Also, keep in mind this is a cavalry unit. If the Donzos hold their javelins, these cavalry units take 14 damage. And you can snipe them fast. No! No, not the second one. Dervish pulls away. Beastyqt rushing up the outpost, trying to stay alive here, but this is looking cursed. He has to leave! Anno's actually doing this! He's speed running a best of 5 against Beastyqt. Dervish has to pull away. He at least has one alive, but that now means you have a ginormous liability here. I mean, we talked about how bad Anno's spawn was with the double gold forward, right? But similar with the deer. The weird part to me is that Beastyqt chose deer over berries at the back. Looks like the pit mine was at least deleted. We finally have arrow slits coming in, fortification as well. I mean, he can just build here now, though. He has so much map control. He can go for the pit mine. And look at this. Ram timing. Beastyqt doesn't have a tech play on the way. He's food starved right now. He isn't even actively gathering gold. He looks as lost as me looking up advanced physics. I'm like, gravity, I get, but what's the rest of this? Looks as lost as me trying to do trigonometry. He looks as confused as my Pokemon fighting into a cave full of Zubats. This is not looking good. Ram moving in onto the outpost. Back gold just way too far out, and you can already see Anatan is keeping an eye out for it. Arrow slits doesn't really phase the javelins. Clown car begins. Spears going around the back here, but I mean, this is moot. Archers are being prepped, but into javelin Donzos on such a delay. And also now without wood. Has to move to the other side. Anatan, who I believe has played every single midweek muster so far, has remained warmed up, ready to swing. He has waited, bided his time. Eliminations at the hands of Louis, I believe Wham, a few other players along the way. But now, when it matters most, when the beast returns to the midweek muster, he was there on guard, on the verge of the grand finals. Spears are at least going to find the gold gatherers, so nice strike there. Gets 2 villages. Big deal, but Beastyqt's still not out of the hole here. He's stuck in the age unless he gets some gold. Blacksmith techs are also very difficult without gold, believe it or not. Anno already has the undermesh. He can afford Steeled Arrow and nothing more. Post up on the berries to protect. But that's once again going to be Beastyqt lacking the food here. No sheep. He has to leave his base. I know, he's starting to stockpile resources. He's contemplating it, and the first ranches are now getting added in. Little thing actually, a little bit with Anno, he chose to leave the ram here. He could have, funnily enough, brought it all the way back over to kill this outpost. But don't worry, guys. The Saharan Trade Network will kill it in 1,250 more shots. So we're almost there. It's just so slow to get these archers together for Beasty. You're already up against 16 javelins. You kind of feel like you're playing into a defeated hand by doing this, right? But if you don't, Anatan will just dive you to end the game. Reminder that usually at this point in the game, an Ayyubid player is going age 3. That's not happening. And because he went for logistics, he doesn't have any advancement wing play to make this more efficient. Bone fruit coming in. So he's going to just pull the Donzos home. It looks like Anatan is going to play a macro game now into Castle Age. And we do have the double mill for the rush. This is going to be quick. Beastyqt. He's getting that Pavlov's dog experience. Just the shot collar version. Every time he tried to touch gold or touch resources out of his base, it stunned him. But he's going to have to risk it again. Movement onto the gold now. Beastyqt not done yet. Things are looking grim, folks. It's equal economy in a game where we are getting a rush of cows into Fulani. Anatan is going to have upwards of 20 extra villagers at this rate because of the passive income from these things. And he already has a comparable comp in terms of quantity, right? 26 versus 34. Of course, the high quality of the javelins make them a bit more valuable, especially at this age in the game. BC has finally at least got undermesh. New outposts being built up. Usually you see an Ayyubid player doing this at like 6-7 minutes in when they think they're going to get pressured. BC didn't have that luxury. Javelins just getting some freebies. He can still kill more villagers here. There's too many villagers on the gold. Oh my, he's just going to dive it. Good micro there. Did at least get the correct one inside. That's another 2 worker kills. And just walking in like that with 0 punishment, right? This is the scariness of javelins here. Usually you'd have horsemen, but Beasty needs to get a competitive castle timing. Food and gold being gathered up. We're getting close, but Grand Fulani Corral is on the way. Almost 5 ranches full worth of cow. Remember, these give 75 food each. Extra 20 per cow via the Fulani. To put it another way, I hope they like beef. I hope they like death. In again. I actually could have killed more there if he microed it. BC is now 2 minutes away from Nage up. Anno is 25 seconds away. With an army ready to upgrade, and archers now following it up. Go for Rimba? Hell no. Why would you go for Rimba here? You're so far ahead. Rimba is like a gamble play. Why would you do that to yourself? Take the easy win. Take the 20 extra villages in your economy. Beasty. On his last food here, folks. He may have triggered an age up, but what he does not have is a large surplus to keep pumping with after he ages. Berries and deer on the front side. Dry Arabia meant to be the fairest, most balanced map, remember? But this looks harsh. And what is up, Joke Bear? Thank you very much. Resub, 17 months, what a legend. Why don't you begin your sub streaks today, folks? If you're new here, you want to have it. We are approaching past 9 hours now live. And what a treat this has been to round out 9 hours. Fox is Anatan. Firefox, we're going to call him, because he is on fire in this series. Javelin Donzo just pushing this back. So Beasty with only 6 archers to his name. Anno now has the veterancies to close out this game. Growth Wing coming in 30 seconds. By then, you might need it. These villagers aren't going to be feeling safe. He does at least have the fire armor, so torching is not easy. Anno could go double ram here, though. It'll break fast. And Beasty knows it. He has to back up. He has gathered 1,000 gold, though. A lot to work with here. Meanwhile, Musafadi, he crept them in the back. They're only feudal age, but it scares him away. I mean, he still has the stealth, right? So if you arrive without the scout, Anno can just stealth and walk away. Go on, do it to him. It would be the dirtiest thing right now. Instead, he gets shivved down. They form a circle. Age up complete. But now he has the target in mind. He knows about the gold gathering. Beastyqt also not gathering with these back workers here. And the first sofa has arrived. They hit hard as well. Without the textiles, could be some quick deaths here. Javelin Donzo's moving into the outposted tree line. Spears on the counter-offensive, not going to really draw too much attention here. Does get a worker kill, but the worker kills on the other side are bigger. He finds him. Beastyqt has to run here. Sofa does go down the north side, and Manjanique is being built up now to try and hold. But I don't think it's going to build quick enough. The Javelins forces the cancel. And Beastyqt has been denied entry into the grand finals for midweek muster again. Oh my god, this dive. I mean, he doesn't need to leave anytime soon. Sofas are now coming in as a follow-up. The trickle of troops to cut him down. Beastyqt is on the ropes. Looking for a punt, a knockout swing. He has maybe one shot left at this. Dare I say Tower of the Sultan? I'll never say it again. I mean, in fairness, javelins don't kill it fast. We do have a Manjanique coming again. However, Anno can start blobbing quite a few Sofa here. He already has relics coming back. The Dervish is at least competing and bringing Beastyqt 1 home. If there was a player that could sliver out of this position, I mean, realistically, militarily, they're matched, right? But the quality is very different here. 16 spears. And Anno is getting the archers to mop through that. Credit to him. Those spears have actually done a lot of work to claw back some kills that Beastyqt really needed here. We are basically going to have him buying and selling via wood. Gold gathering about to be in trouble. Sofas, if he runs them past here, there's no retreat. No easy retreat without losses. And there we go. Anatan in position to sandwich him. Cuts down the villagers. Beastyqt gonna be, what, 10 villagers behind at the end of this. Mango is trying to move in. Manjanique actually wasting time on a single archer. CGQE is trying to activate. Sofa's still looming as well. At this point in the game, natural next step for Anatan is finish off the relic grab, take 3 sacred sites. More gold for you, and also a force of Beastyqt coming out. And he snatches that relic away from the safe side of Beastyqt. Well, I say safe, nothing here is safe for him. Let me show you the one safe location for Beastyqt. Here, oh no. There are games where Tower of the Sultan looks good, folks. This is not one of them. I mean, it's good against the Javelin Archers, right? That's why he's building it. The other reason he's building it is because he has 0 food income. His TC is going to run out fast. Tower of the Sultan is decent against Jav Archers. The problem is that Anatan is bloating Sofa. Sofa will kill this. Yes, this is CGQE before he took the pro pill, and here's CGQE when he takes it. This is much bigger, much more scary. Sofa to reveal. No. So I don't know, at this point it's like, okay, I'm just gonna build more Sofa then. I saw everything. He's like, you didn't see it. I did. I definitely. You didn't. Yeah, I definitely did. I'll be back soon. Don't worry. So funny thing, and you see the queue now. There you go. So the funny thing about Tower of the Sultans is Tower of the Sultans got buffed in Season 9, guys. Because Tower of the Sultans used to get ultimately countered by Springolds. That's what made them so bad. Springolds would just ruin these things. But Springolds don't counter Siege anymore. So this 800 HP structure with 95 ranged armor is pretty damn good. As long as your opponent doesn't build a crap ton of melee. We do have pit mines at the center. A second TC as well. Anno's been really good at these macro switches. Remember, he done it in the Delhi Chinese game as well, when he had an edge to just scale the edge. I like this. Like, you know, there's players in this position that would jump the gun, try to all in, give Beastyqt a back, and then you'd be GG'd, right? But instead, he's like, okay, I got Fulani on my head. TC is just viable here. Let's get further ahead. Beastyqt does now have food. He will see this one through to the bitter end. Remember, this is single elimination midweek muster. Which means if he loses here, he is out of week number 6. I know, I think it's just going to go for max pop here before diving. It's a little bit dangerous against Manjaniques, because you cluster right. Even then, it should be very difficult for Beastyqt to win that fight. If he does it, he's a god. And also, wouldn't mind Anno just building rams here, because if you build like 5 rams and send them here, Beastyqt has to come to defend it, right? And then you get him in this more open area with the siege, where you can come from the sides with the sofa. 6 sides are now getting locked in. Yeah, Poppy Paw. Anno should just kill him. Should drop a Barbican in his base. Wait a second. Instead, Anno has decided to now play siege. It's not enough to beat BC 3-0. You must also beat him at his siege game. Of course. Yes. I mean, it's quite viable with 1,300 gold income. But, you know, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Like, you know, you could donate 20 subs. Doesn't mean... Well, actually, you should do that. But you could technically dress up as a gimp suit and run through downtown saying, I'm Superman. Doesn't mean you should. There will be ramifications. And playing into mass siege here does give Beastyqt more of a chance of winning, as he's scaling his own siege as well. Keep drop coming in. Should make it easy peasy. Rams are being built, and I mean, you just go for the trebs now, right? He's going to take the slow win. Doesn't want to risk it. He's going to force Beastyqt to come to him. With Beastyqt's powerful Tower of the Sultan. Now, guys, this is not a meme anymore. We've seen Anatan win with this. We've seen Poppy Paw win with this. This thing does do things now. Notice how I didn't expand upon things. Don't ask. You guys remember Wham had that incredible Kalauga game with a Tower of the Sultan. Manjaniques are going to be in the Scud, though. So many rocks. I feel like it's fireworks day. Mango's coming in, though. For that shot. He is baiting Beastyqt. Tries to move out. Immediately regrets it when he sees what's waiting for him. And the GG comes in! He done it! Anatan, upon Beastyqt's return to the Midweek Masters, shuts him out of the Grand Finals after just beating the person who was in every single Grand Finals. The question you all need to answer in the chat now is, has he done enough? Doesn't matter. Vortex, Poppy Paw, those are the reigning champions. Vortex, Midweek Master number 5. Poppy Paw, Midweek Master number 2, 3, and 4. Do you think Anatan is going to be Midweek Master champion number 6? We're going to find out this coming Thursday.